last night for a mug dance with the stars up above in your eyes. Ran fabulous night to make romance need
Right, Jez.
cover of October sky.
Hey, dudes!
We're back.
Yes, we are back.
The sound of the breezes that blow.
Part two. Well, part two of our adventures anyway. Now, I won't look at the camera now because I'm driving, and obviously one doesn't look at one's camera when one's driving. So, as promised, we're doing the American Werewolf in London. I hope you can hear. Yeah. Oh, that's Christy. Yeah, we're on our way now, driving towards what was it, John? Cobham.
Yeah, that's where the actual interior of the bar scenes, the dartboard, you know, the where David and Jack enter, and obviously get a hostile reception as they walk in. I believe it's changed a little bit since the movie, but there are a few locations. I think the door, the bar, they're still there, and I think the wall is there's a hole through the wall where the dartboard was, but the actual wall, part of the wall, is still there. Yeah,
well, I'm really looking forward to this. I mean, the inside of that pub, I've been wanting to see that for ages, to be honest. So we're going to give you, in fact, well, our journey at the moment is, how many locations are we doing today? At least four locations. We're going to give you the house where the nurse lived, Clink Lane, which is where the werewolf David got shot, and Piccadilly. So and that's right, isn't it, John? That's the locations we're doing today.
Yeah.
So we're doing the London part today, and then we're going to follow on with the Welsh scenes next week. We'll put it all together. So today's the London part. This is the beginning of our adventure.
Yeah.
So that's it. We're on our way to the pub now. I've written all the directions out of where we're going. So it should be a good movie. A good movie.
That's right. And as I say, it's something we've been looking forward to doing for a while. As I say.
Yes.
And I think our filming is getting a little bit better. I think we're starting to catch up with Adam the Woo and people like that. We're not far behind him.
Adam the Who?
Adam the Who, exactly.
Yes,
Adam
quite.
the Who.
Well, quite.
I'm sure you guys will. I'm sure you guys will check his stuff out, and if Adam the Woo ever sees any of ours, I'm sure he'll comment. But I think we're slightly better than Adam the Woo. But we'll take it from there.
We have our own style, don't we?
But myself and Alan Partridge are back on the road.
Who?
Oh!
No idea what he's talking about.
Take care, guys. Speak to you soon.
Well, I wanna make love to you tonight. I can't wait till the morning has come. Yet I know now the time is just right. And straight into my arms you will run.
Right, so we're at the Black Swan in Cobham in Surrey. This is where this is the pub they use for the interior of the actual scene, and this is the door that you see them walking through in the film. So basically they do the outside shot in Wales and they come to Surrey to do the inside shot. So you won't actually see the outside of this door in the film, but we'll see the inside of it, and then we've got the inside, the bar inside and everything, which will go in.
And I believe David and his friend were sitting as we were about to enter. There was a little seat, and they're sitting, and what we're going to see is where they were sitting. Right, and on the left-hand side,
as they come in, they go sit down on the left.
And then on the left, we'll have a quick look at where the dartboard used to be.
Absolutely,
and I believe also, as we walk straight in, the original bar will be in front of us.
The original bar's still in there. Yep, the original bar, and well, we'll show you. And
let's hope we don't get hostile sort of people as they did in the film, eh?
Well,
you're not from around here,
Who knows? Maybe we have a whole load of people in there. We're ready to sort of warn us off.
Let's have a quick look.
Shall we go in now?
Enter now.
You want to follow me in?
I'll go.
Let's follow me in. Right, here we go. So we're walking in now. And here we are in the pub. I hope the lighting's okay. So we will see them
now in front of us. Would you like to show them
the
original bar?
This is We've already got our drinks in. Never mind. Your coffee's getting cold, but never mind. This is the original bar. They have not only they've extended the pub, but they've kept the original bar, I believe, on purpose, yes, because of the film. And here we have the lady there behind the bar. I think if you want to move the camera around this way, John, I think they might have extended. This is a bit of an extension, I think. So I'm not quite sure where the pub would have stopped. These, I think, are original fireplaces, so I think the pub originally sort of stopped around here. Now then, should we show, I'm going to actually sit down where David sat down, right here. This is it, and that's the door that they show in the film. It's still the same door. You come in, so you see them shutting the door, and they sat down here, both of them. And
I believe there was a game of darts to your left as well, was there?
Right, yes. We've got, right, so,
and I think where the light is on the right hand side was the original wall to where the dartboard was.
Star here, with the light, I think were there lights either side, the star candles, weren't there?
I believe so.
Right, we've got the dartboard here, you know, shall I do the You Made Me Miss?
I think you might as well.
I might as well. Let's try my best. You made me miss. I haven't missed that dartboard in years. I think it says anyway. Right. And we've got Rick Mail sitting down here with David Glover.
Uh-huh.
I think they had a table in the middle, didn't they? Sort of.
That's
here.
right.
And you know, they're playing their game. And yeah, here we are. This is it.
And if you just have a very quick look around on how much the pub has been changed throughout the years.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's an extension of another bar behind the original bar.
Yeah.
But as I say here, if we go back round, I still think this is the most fascinating. Yes, I know it's just a door.
Well,
but that is the original door that they actually walked through.
That is the original door.
And I find that very fascinating, to be honest, the door and also that bar. And to be fair, it hasn't changed too much, apart from there was obviously the bottles, the booze behind the bar, but you can see where the extension leads through.
I know that there was, I know that you don't remember, there was a pineapple or a parrot somewhere around here. And yeah, I mean, effectively, it's, to be honest with you, even though it's been extended, for me, it's completely recognisable as the original place.
Can we have a look at that door one more time?
Let's have a look at that door one more time.
Isn't it funny how, you know, because we'll go to the location, but how they entered this pub as the interior, but then the outside, which is the cottage, was actually in Wales.
It is, it's mental. And I was naive enough originally to think that, that was the interior they filmed in that house.
Anyway, I suppose we'll move on to the next location.
Yeah, I think we've covered everything, so we'll leave it there. And we're heading into London now, aren't we, John?
That's it.
So we're going to catch up on some other locations. So yeah, no worries.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, sorted.
How's it going, Jez?
Hey, yeah. Not bad, not bad.
Chinese menu in his hand. He was looking for the place called
So where are we going now?
We're heading into London. We're doing the London that's good, yeah. My voice was going a bit there. Yes, we're heading into.
Takes some doing that.
So we've done the Black Swan, as you can see, as you know, and now we're doing the three scenes in London. So we're heading to Earl's Court. Yeah. To do the house.
Well, we're not going to do the zoo, are we? The zoo location, because we were a bit worried in case they'd capture us.
Well,
you know.
I was going to say, well, quite, but I won't. People will start thinking that's my trademark.
Yeah.
But quite.
No, I thought it was aha.
No, I'm not. That's not my trademark.
Aha!
You must have me muddled up with someone else, I think. Yes. No. We'll give the zoo a miss. We don't have any balloons either, do we?
No, that's true.
I was going to do a streak through the zoo, but we don't have any balloons.
And I don't fancy getting out my Todger either, so...
no, I don't fancy you getting it out either, dude. Yeah, so Earl's Court it is. To the house, the nurse, what was her name?
I can't... I'll just call her Emmanuel Gladys or something like that. No, I ain't got a clue.
And we'll film the church as well, opposite.
Yeah, and we'll also go to the... in briefly, I believe, where the telephone box used to be in Trafalgar Square, and the cinema scene, where is now a Gap, I believe.
Right, yes, that's, if you say so, I'll take your word for that, yes, that's right. Actually, I'll tell you what, off the theme a little bit, as we're near the Earl's Court, are we going to find the car crash scene from the Beatles song, A Day in the Life?
Oh right, to be honest, that is in the same road. It was the Guinness Air. I can't remember his name now. I looked it up the other day. There was the song "A Day in the Life" by the Beatles, where is it the verse goes? Nobody was really sure that he was from the House of Lords or something. He blew his mind out in a car.
Blew his mind out in a car, yeah.
Yeah, that was about some I can't remember the guy's name now. It's gone. It can't remember.
Google it anyway.
Yeah, it was in that road. I don't think.
That road. Why, we could have a quick look.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name now, but as I say,
the only reason we might not is because parking might be a bit awkward. I mean, we don't know when we get there where we're going to park the car, so we'll play it by ear, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so we won't bore them any longer with this car scene.
No.
So I think that's it for now, isn't it?
That'll do.
See you soon.
Cool. Well, here we are in Earl's Court. We got here in the end. So, John, this is the church, is it? That they
yeah, this is the church where the nurse and David, I think she introduces him to the home, which obviously I'm going to cross the road and you're going to reenact the walk over to the way they did to number 64.
I go over this way, don't I?
No, you're actually where you are, where you come out and you just come a diagonal across to number 64.
Okay. Yep. Can I just ask you, did they get the sign in the film?
I'm not. No, I don't think they did.
They did.
No, it was literally diagonal walk from there across.
All right, well, let me do my diagonal walk.
Well, let me get in front of you. I'm just going to walk around.
Whoops, there's mopeds in the way. Right.
There you go.
Okay.
Go. And I believe this is the house.
64. This
it is
the house. The cat on the window ledge.
1 second.
So here we are. No cables or jump there we go. I don't think I'm satisfied anyone.
Do you know the interesting thing about this though is that yeah, the interesting thing about this is they actually, that window that I'm just on now, they actually filmed in there, inside. The only time they didn't film inside the flat was the changing of the werewolf scene. So the actual love scenes, where Jack is in there speaking to David, it's all filmed inside. But as I say, they actually did it in the studio. When he changes into the wolf, that's actually a carbon copy. It's a studio.
Yeah, well that's cool. That is cool then. So, pity we couldn't get a film of the inside, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know, is it worth knocking on the door?
No, I probably wouldn't want to bother them for that. But as I say, you get in here as well, and you get through there, and that's in the film. And where that gentleman's standing there, I believe, I won't get you on film, that's where the cat was, I believe.
Cat.
Stares at him.
Wasn't? Oh right, okay.
So,
yeah.
but that's the window there where they actually filmed in.
And
Okay.
can we just film the St Luke's Church side?
Yeah,
I'm
so that's
sure-
where they filmed.
So that was the.
So that's where they walked
Yeah,
across
they
from there,
definitely. Yeah, that's right.
diagonal across.
I
Okay.
even remember the car on the corner here. I think it was an Audi. Don't
Yeah.
know why, but I remember.
But that
I
is
think.
the
I might
famous.
be wrong.
That's the famous St Luke's Church, anyway.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we're going to move on now. Our next scene is Clink Street. Sorry.
Where I believe the werewolf
Yeah.
got shot. One more look at the house.
Okay.
Superb. Thank you.
Superb. Sorted.
Right.
Right, we finally found Clink Street. Took a while. So we've got what we think, but John, can you help me out
Well,
here?
yeah. I mean, this is
David.
the dead end
shot here.
scenario. Just walking down here. So this is where the gentleman.
Well redeveloped around here. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
lot of
I mean,
people.
basically what
If
we're
we
going
can get
to
an idea
do, we
of
can't
that.
get much filming.
And those
If you
archways
look down there, that is where the old Bill starts shooting.
Yeah, so we've got the
Come through here. That's as if the coppers were shooting. And then if you walk towards me, Jeremy,
Okay.
basically that is what the nurse did
And then-
to greet David. And this was the alleged alleyway where he got shot. Now, we don't know if the gap that I'm showing you now, there was the original wall, but they'd certainly filmed it up to this point here, and we're not sure.
We're trying to look for the dead end, aren't we?
That's correct, yeah.
Which we haven't found yet. So we're going to go and search for that dead end, and we know it's still there, don't we? Because of the other.
Yeah, but the walkway that you're on
Yeah.
is certainly what they use for the dead end.
Yeah.
And we're not, the only thing we're not determined about is the hole behind you where the wall is was the dead end and they've knocked it through, or they only filmed to this section here and then quickly moved on to a dead end area. But basically we are down the main part of the road.
Yeah. It's definitely.
And it also looks like I'm perving right now because there's a load of beautiful women looking
There
at me.
certainly are. It's full of them over here. It's different to Wales, isn't it?
Yeah, that's cool. I'm only joking about the beautiful woman because my girlfriend Zoe, I love her to bits. You might have to cut that bit, Jeremy.
Hey, cut it.
Yeah, please.
We'll see.
All right,
Depends
okay.
what mood I'm in.
Oh dear. Okay then. Well,
Okay.
will you cut it if I say penis? Okay.
Yeah, well,
right.
are you calling me a penis?
No, we're both are.
Alright, fair dues. I might have to cut it out now.
All right, okay.
We'll see.
Right, we'll move on.
We'll move on. We're going to try and find the dead end.
Cheers, mate.
We can. Well, here we are. Actually, before we do a quick clip, I'll show you the beginning of Clink Street. Sorry, Clink. Another blunder. Hugely redeveloped. As you can see, people everywhere. Well, yeah, they bars and everything. Everywhere's an eating place. They've just redeveloped it. I think if we were here probably 10 years ago, it would have been a lot more like a film. But
Where would have been a dead end, just quiet.
yeah, would have been, but you know. So just to give you an idea, really, I think this is the start. I don't think they had the archway in there, but the beginning of the lane down there. Can you do a zoom in there, John?
Yeah, base.
Okay, show zoom in there, the beginning of the lane. Yeah. Oh, there's a car now. I'm going to get out of the way. Just to say, we're going to head off now to Piccadilly. So see you at Piccadilly. Right, so we're at Piccadilly Circus.
Yeah.
Hope you can hear me okay.
Yep.
And this is the Gap shop where David is stood outside the cinema.
So basically it was the cinema. They're actually.
It wasn't Jack.
It was the Gap shop, and then basically what they're doing, they're redoing the Gap shop now. Lucky for us. So,
Yeah.
so we've had more shit
Unbelievable.
by the looks of it. But at least we're at the location.
We're at the right location. Phone box, John?
Yeah, do you want to explain a little bit more about the cinema scene there? Because there's a lot of history, or
Yes, I will.
I mean,
absolutely.
this is where the actual the beheading, the werewolf takes it off as well. Where all the car
Yeah.
scenes, all the car crashes.
So, yeah, all the
Getting-
crashes. Yeah,
all over there, and over that road where that 39th Street is, round about that area is where the phone box was, where David was speaking to his sister,
right.
saying that he loved her. and basically wish mum and dad well. And then as we go back round here where that entrance was, you can just see the top of the door, and that was the cinema of where Jack, obviously now a zombified Jack, calls over David to the cinema to kill himself.
Yeah, so apologies there, I got it wrong. I said David was stood outside there, but he wasn't.
No,
David
it was Jack.
in the phone box.
That's correct.
Jack was stood outside there, yeah, so, you know, but yeah, so basically, this is our last location.
Scenes have changed dramatically since then.
I mean, we're not going to have time to do the Zoom, or the what else is there?
Well, we've got a lot more to do. We've got to hit Wales. But one more overlook at there. If you look there, the phone box. We don't know exactly, but the phone box was somewhere in over there.
Yeah.
David see it, and we'll take it from there. But we're getting in a lot of people's way.
Yeah.
So one last look at what the cinema looks like today. Absolutely in pieces. So they're redoing the gap. Right, Jeremy, it's a send-off.
Okay, right, so this is our London tour part of the video finished. Next time you see us, we will be in Wales. We're going to be in Hayblock to do the opening credits. We're going to be in Crickadam to do the outside of the house after the slaughtered lamb. We'll do the church. We'll do all that. We're going to do that next week. So we will see you in Wales.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, fine. Pushty. All right, so we're heading back, and we're at Trafalgar Square, which was the scene where the policeman, David and the policeman, and he was asking to be arrested, wasn't he?
That's right. Just before he was saying he was going to kill someone.
Yeah, that's right.
And I believe it's that second lion around about there. We couldn't get out to film. It was just too busy. It's been absolutely crazy. So we thought we'd throw it in. You know, it's a bit shit, but at least we know that's where they've done the filming location. As you can see with my steady camera, as we go past Trafalgar Square.
Yeah.
And there's one of the lions. If we can just get a slow close-up.
I'm going to head up here.
Oh, there's one. But, oh, actually, the film location is round about there, I believe, near that lion, just not far from the steps. So, yeah, them steps in the corner. David tries to get himself arrested. And then obviously hence he goes over to the phone box to make a phone call to his family. Jez, you got anything to say about that?
Not a lot, no. Trying to work out where the hell we're going.
Right, well, we are struggling at the moment.
We're struggling a little bit, and we were trying to find a sign for Stevenage. I think we're going to struggle, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we're trying to find we want to get back to Piccadilly Circus, so I can pick up the Regent Street, but yeah, I'm sure we'll make it back one way or the other.
Well, the Welsh location should be a little bit better as well, but...
Yeah, yes. We'll only have sheep to negotiate, won't we?
Take care. Bye-bye.
See ya. Hello. Right, I'm back. It's Jeremy, as you probably, well, you might not well know, but it is Jeremy. So, basically, we're doing this intro to, we've already been to London. This is a video all about, you'll probably gather from the title, American Werewolf in London. These are the scenes we're doing. We've already been to London. We're yet to go to Wales. We are going to go to Wales in a couple of days. So, the thing, well, John, we made a few mistakes, didn't we, with the London part?
You did, yeah.
Yeah, well, I did. Made a few clangers, as they say. You'll notice, for all you hardened fans, that I said, when we went to the pub, inside of the pub, the Slaughtered Lamb, I said David Glover. Well, it's Brian Glover. I don't know what got into me. David Glover was just, I got his last name right at least, didn't I? So, I mean, come on, give me a break.
To be fair, you only made a couple of mistakes. It happens, doesn't it? And also, you've the dartboard scene. When you watch the film, you'll see why we got confused. The dartboard where Jeremy got the star right on the wall. That's correct.
Got the star right.
But we actually thought the darts was being thrown further down on that side. The darts were being thrown on the right, but if you watch the film, it does sway you a little bit where the dartboard actually is. So where the extension has been put in on the right hand side is where the dartboard was, but the left side, the wall is still there where the star, the Death Star was, and the candles. That's all correct. The bar's correct.
Bar's correct.
Everything's correct. Just basically, it's the Brian Glover and
the dartboard
and the dartboard
on the right when we said it was on the left. So just bear that in mind, because you're going to notice it if you're a true fan of the film.
Correct.
Rather than just, you know, writing a comment telling us we are aware of it, and we filmed this now as an intro, just to tell you, you know, we've done the London part, and just to tell you about it. I don't think, was there anything else we did though that was, no, well, there wasn't.
Not at this moment in time that I don't, as I say. There was also down Clink Street, very interesting. It's a very hard place to find. Now we believe, and with a bit more information, that the dead end where we were is actually, there is a bit of wall that's been taken away. So we're certainly down the right road there. It just looks very different today. But as I say, we've done a few other bits and bobs, so you might want to check out. For instance, I think that's my mum trying to get into the camera there.
That's all right.
But basically, check out our Gary Holton one we've done.
Yes,
as well.
We've done the grave of Gary Holton from A Feed of St. Pat. That was our first video. This is our second one. That's correct.
And Jeremy, would you like to inform the guys about the major project that we are going to be doing in December, hopefully? We're going to be doing an hour or so video on locations in London. For instance, go on, Jeremy, if you explain.
We're big fans of all the 70s or 80s programmes, you know, from comedy to
even film
programmes. We want to do some locations of Only Fools and Horses, and not a lot of it was filmed in London, but we want to do some familiar areas that were. We want to do Minder. We want to do the particular location of Hellraiser.
Oh, the house in Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, down
Dollis Hill.
Dollis Hill, because we saw that road on the way back from our London trip. So we want to do that. I'm trying to think of. Do we want to do? I mean, the professionals. I don't know if there's any.
I think we'll find some. I mean, there's
make a plan.
There's a good hour. There's a good hour footage there for us to do.
I think there's a good locations. Hour. But we're going to do the locations we do will be familiar ones. We're not just going to film a street. Oh, on the buses. We want to do on the buses. We could do some carry-on locations if they're familiar.
Yeah, the only thing we carry on is a lot of carry-on films were filmed in Denham and sort of like them sort of areas, Gerrard's Cross. So that may be a problem. But as I say, certainly the Minder, there is a couple of Only Fools and Horses locations that were actually filmed in London. Not many.
Well, one particular one that you mentioned was the Indian restaurant where the chains, when they were doing the chains.
That's right, and Boise
gets punched out.
That's right.
That definitely be worth doing. That's really
Hammersmith. And also, I think we'd like to do if we possible, the Mark Bolan location where the car crash happened.
Okay, the Mark Bolan tree.
We'll
do the tree. We'll do.
It's going to be a very, very busy day.
It's going to be an hour's worth of all good locations that are of interest. We're not just going to film a road and say, you know, if there's nothing recognisable. I mean, the police station, Minder police station.
Yeah, that's in Fulham Road.
Okay, cool, sorted. What about the bent, leaning...
the lamppost where all the credit, where the running credits are, and also the pub where they're sitting on top. Is it something Anchor? Him and Terry are sitting on the Arthur and Terry sitting.
Credits.
That's right. But I mean, we'll even find the location of the opening credits to Minder, the famous opening credits where they pull the car up and they drive into Arthur's lot. They're actually the houses there's 3 houses built on that car lot now, but you'll recognise it from the houses across the road from when they shake hands. So we'll actually be standing on the location of where the original Minder car lot was as well.
You know what, I've just had a thought as well. If we're going towards, because we do, don't we, go towards the Aylesbury area, We could do the Faulty Towers location.
Yeah, the Faulty Towers located. It's a shame we couldn't get there 5 years ago or 10 years, just before they knocked it down.
No, it burnt down in, believe it or not, 1991. So I don't think that was ever going to happen.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, no, it was actually still there, burnt.
Was it?
Yeah, it was basically, if you go onto footage, you'll see it after the fire.
They left it there?
They left it for a few years and then they decided to rebuild. But the hill and where it backed onto, that's very much still there and you'd recognise the road. But anyway, that's it for now.
Okay,
thank you ever so much for watching. I'm sure Jeremy feels the same way.
Yeah, we're off to Wales in a couple of days' time to finish off our American Werewolf in London locations, the moors and the outside the Slaughtered Lamb, East Proctor, which is actually Crickedarn. So we're going to do all that. You'll see some more familiar areas, so we'll do that. Hope you enjoy it.
But do look out for our third, as I say, if you're a location fan, there's some things that you'd really like to see on. If you like Minder, if you like Only Fools and Horses, you know, and Hellraiser, as I say, we're going to have some really good locations for you.
Yeah. And any more we can think of between now and the end of the year. I mean, we might think of some more, but look out for it.
Thank you very much for watching.
All right, see you in Wales.
Take care, guys.
Cheerio. Bye. Well, we are finally here in Wales. Do you recognise the scenery at all? Well, this is the opening scenes of American Werewolf in London. The moors, which are supposedly in the north of England. But I'm sure, as many know, it's not Northern England at all, it's Wales. I guess they think it looks a bit like England, which it does. It looks a bit like England. Looks a bit like Northern England, which it does, but I think the mountains sort of maybe give it away a little bit. But one of the very rare cars that we see up here, isn't it, John? You don't see many cars up here.
No, absolutely. It's quite a bit of a dead zone.
Yes. Now this road, which I was walking down, is actually the road where the Ford Transit comes down and drops off Jack and David. You know, at the very, very beginning, where they come down.
You've got to drive down here, Jeremy. You're going to have to do that
I'm going to hop in the car and I'm going to do the drive that the actual Transit did.
Pull off where they dropped them off, yeah.
And we're going to, well, I'll stop, yes, at the, well, do you call it crossroads? I don't know, the little sort of, yeah.
Well, the marking where they used to, where they put East Proctor.
Yeah, yeah.
That'll be there. And
yeah,
then
so
obviously
that's what we plan to do. So that's what we'll do. But, you know, a lovely, lovely area up here. Beautiful day as well. We picked a really nice day for it.
Yep.
And
not a werewolf in sight, eh?
Not a werewolf in sight yet. But you know what? I'm not being funny. When I was waiting to walk down, this is God's honest truth, I heard a rumbling.
That was your belly again.
Oh, was it? You're going to buy me lunch, aren't you?
Yeah, oh God, he keeps going on about that.
That is my bed. I'm going to have the biggest steak tonight you'll ever see, I tell you. All on you.
All right. Oh, look, I've just seen Zoe, my partner. She's over there with some sheep.
Zoom in, John.
I don't know. I don't think we can see her. She's over there somewhere. Give us a wave, Zoe. Give us a wave. Whee! Right, so...
Okay. So, onward. We'll get it. I'll hop in the car and we'll do the drive down to the little crossing down there, which was where Jack and David got dropped off. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Now that's about all I can remember they said actually for the very opening scene of the Werewolf in London. Now, apologies for the vehicle. It's not exactly a Mark I Ford Transit pickup, 1970s model. can't remember the exact year, but it's the second choice best. But here we are. This is the scene, the famous, what do you want to call it, like a, I think I can't get mine right. Yes. Again, like we said earlier, you don't get many cars, only when we're here. That's about the second car we've seen. But yeah, this is it, and that's where the signpost was for East Proctor.
That's correct, yeah.
Obviously a prop,
and as Jack and David walk out, and as the gentleman drives up here on this pathway here,
yep,
as he leaves them,
they leave up there.
Yeah, David and Jack will then walk down this way. I think they walk down this path, don't they? If you'd like to reenact the.
They walked down this path. Where do they do the knock knock joke? Is that further down?
I think that's another location, yeah, around here somewhere, which we ain't got time for, unfortunately.
And they start discussing a girl that Jack fancies.
That's right. Oh, would you like to show them what we found as well, yes, on the post?
We found this. We found this, which wasn't here when we originally came here 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, on the post. They've been very nice to, if you could just focus in on that. It's very nice for someone to write that, because it's not always obvious. Well, didn't we find 2 spots that looked similar, John? I'm sure we did.
What's that?
There's 2 little spots like this that looked similar, yeah, and we
wasn't sure where it was, but now the official, obviously this is the official place where they jumped out.
And that the way I've parked the car, I think is more or less the way the transit parked up when they left. You know, they let them get off at the.
That's correct. But it's a lovely area.
It's a lovely area. So, if you fancy doing a bit of a sort of view, Zoe, of the general area, show everyone what a nice area it is, which I'm sure they gathered anyway from the film. I think we think they might have filmed it in the winter time, don't we? So
I reckon probably sort of November to
yeah.
But I suppose the next stop now would be.
Yeah. So the next stop now, we're off to the outside of the slaughtered lamb in Crickadarn, or
Crickadarn now.
Crickadarn.
That we must pronounce it. But also, we'd like to check out the hill that the guys that walk down and look at the church. That famous, yes, scene where you can see the back of them, right, David and Jack, and they're walking down that hill. Hopefully, we can reenact that.
We want to do that. We want to find that hill, do the walk down there.
And also both entrances, so as they walking in towards the pub and the entrance they leave, and also where Brian Glover was standing, where the makeshift crates were, as well.
Okay, the church and all that. So we'll do all that, and we'll see you then. Yes, that's it. Okay, we'll see you.
Action.
Right, so this is where the Doctor in his MG, red MG, T-Reg, rubber bumpered version. He drives up, he puts his car exactly where we've put ours, just right here. It's about right, isn't it, I think?
I believe so.
Gets out, it's raining, he has his brolly, we should have had a brolly really as a prop. Gets out and then proceeds to the slaughtered lamb to ask, oh, he doesn't go to the slaughtered lamb, does he? Does he?
No, he goes to the slaughtered lamb, and obviously the church is behind you.
I've got muddled up because then he goes into the church when he comes out the slaughtered lamb.
And also you see the church behind you. Yes. That's in the film.
Yep, this is in the film. I think they've painted a few bits and bobs on it since.
Yeah, and also what we're going to try and do, if obviously I don't know what sequence we're going to get it in, but if Jeremy would like to show you up on these hills.
Yeah.
This is a famous sketch actually. So, up on them hills is where Jack and Jack and Jill, yeah. This is where Jack and David actually first walk down into Crickadarn. So basically that's where they first see the pub and they're walking down towards this place.
Yeah.
And you only see the backpacks and them chatting in the film. But we're going to try and get up there and reenact that.
Yeah. Okay then. Good. On to what we'll do is we'll film the church scene where the Doctor is actually in the church speaking to. What's the name of the actor he was speaking to? I know that Brian Glover comes along later.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the guy's name.
Anyway.
But also, I mean, I don't know if you want to carry it on from here, but we can show them after the hill, basically.
Right.
If the way you're going on the left-hand side, they actually come down from the hill in the film sequence.
Yes, they do.
And this is the actual road where they walk through to before they enter the slaughtered lamb. So this is the...
What I'll do is I'll do the actual walk. Right, so we're just entering Crickadam now, which is where East Proctor was. This is where the guys were walking, Jack and David. They were walking along here, and they come along here, and they stop here, and they say, well, I think Jack says to David, the slaughtered lamb.
Which obviously would be the sign.
Outside there. This is the house, the cottage that they used for the outside of the slaughtered lamb. Here it is.
Where was the bench, Jeremy?
The bench.
Was it on the right or the left? I think it was on the left, wasn't it? Where them flowers are?
Here?
I believe it was right underneath the window.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I'll go with that.
It definitely was. It was underneath the window.
Okay. This cottage has been slightly spruced up. You know, I mean, it's on the internet anyway, but it's as the same as it is on the internet. Not quite exactly the same as it was 34 years ago, but, you know, recognisable as pretty much the same, apart from a lick of paint here and there. It is basically the same. It's amazing.
Where was the actual prop they used? What was it called? The angel?
If you want to, the Angel of Death, right in the middle there, was a prop. I actually don't know what you thought about it, but I actually thought originally it was part of the village, but no, it was just a prop, and they stuck it, say, around about here. Yep, Angel of Death about here, and now then, we're going to do the scene where they walk out of the pub.
Yeah, well, I mean, after basically, as Jeremy's just about to show,
so they would be closing the door,
come out of there,
and they walk
after a hostile, obviously, keep on to the moors,
right,
keep off the moors, lads.
And then they're walking this way. And we see them walking. I just want to stop there. This phone box, it was not in the scene. I cannot see a phone box in the original movie.
No, it wasn't in the scene.
So that wasn't there, so I don't know. It looks original. And then they're walking.
There's a car coming as well, Jez. I don't. Might be a bit like a snuff film if they see you get run over.
Oh, they're going the other way, sort of. Okay, so they're walking. Can you see this building?
I think you see the corner of it because they basically carry on,
yeah,
and they walk round here, and that's where their film cuts off.
That's where the film cuts off.
Okay.
Okay. Great stuff. Yeah.
Action.
Okay, so we found the hill
That'll do.
where they were actually walking down, the pair of them, going into East Proctor. We've got permission from the farmer, so a right result there. And this is it. I think we've got the actual
Exact location.
exact angle right.
Shall I lift it up?
Yeah, lift it up.
And if you look.
Show them. Hopefully the light's still good.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the light, it's not great. That's not good.
Right.
Ah, we're there. We're there.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're there. We're there. You can just about see. You can see the church in the background. And then if you look and you go to the film, the two hedges that look like national fences, the first one is slightly faded out, and then you see the second one that's faded out in the film, and it's exactly the same pattern. This is exactly the angle that the two lads were walking down.
Great stuff, yeah.
And that is the actual scene as they're walking down to the Slaughtered Lamb pub. That's the first sign that you see. So after the Hay Bluff scene, this is basically where they go. So they go down this hill, and if we have a little look round, that's the top of the hill that obviously they don't use for the film, and this is actually the area itself. But this, where Jeremy is now, hold on, where you are now, Jez,
Yeah.
we've got you in, that's it, and they just walk straight on from where you are.
Great stuff, yeah. That's the bone.
And I've actually, if I get a bit closer as I walk down, you can see, there you go there, you can see the church. And if you go back to the film, people that are going to go back to the film after watching this, you can see that is the exact location, because you see the church and you see that big, like a tree on the left hand side, and you've got the little house on the right by the church. That's actually centre shot, so you can see that as well.
Excellent.
Is there anything you want to say, Jez?
Well, I'm just really pleased that we got this scene, to be honest. We weren't sure whether we could do it. It took us a while to find someone to give us the permission. I think we were giving up hope, weren't we? But,
Absolutely.
you know, so it's a real bonus.
A real discovery.
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Quite.
Okay. So yeah, no, really happy with that. And
Yeah.
so Alan Partridge is sending off.
Alan Partridge, where?
Yeah, there he is. Oh! Smell my cheese, you mother.
I don't know who's on something. He must
Okay.
be on
And I don't sound anything like David Beckham.
No, David Beckham. Well, actually, that could be our secret.
Oh dear.
It could be David Beckham behind that camera.
Oh, it could be David Beckham. What a sad life he must lead.
We're not going to say anything though.
But anyway, we'll leave you with that shot. Very iconic scene.
Okay, so when the doctor comes out of the pub, and he gets a hostile reception as well, so he comes out and he's walking this way, and he sees the gentleman stood in the graveyard, soaking wet in his raincoat. So he walks up to have a chat with him. This is the church. Right, on our left, where the garage ends, and this is the this is the outside. The garage.
Well, this is actually pretty cool, this bit.
Yeah,
This corner bit of the house. This is where Brian Glover obviously spots them talking. And basically they use beer crates to make it look like it's obviously the back of a pub.
Yep.
So if we'd like to go inside the church,
Okay.
and obviously we're going to get a better look of there before we show
Here
them.
we go. Looks I mean, this is exactly the same. We're talking, forget 1980, this, you know, 2014, this is as good as...
Yeah, I mean, this headstone is actually, it's in the film, isn't it? This headstone here.
Right, I can
And-
tell you now, that one's in, this one's in,
Yeah.
this one's definitely in.
Where does he run off, Jeremy? Is it that aisle or the left-hand aisle?
Want
Is it?
to do the run?
Yeah, is it down that stretch,
Down here.
or is it down the other stretch?
No, I think, as in there.
No, this side.
Oh, I'm under the impression, I think it's this side, but we could be...
Zoe actually thinks it's the other side,
It's this
because
side.
they're talking here, and then he runs off down here. Not this side, no, in between.
This one,
Yeah,
really?
could be wrong.
So he runs off like this?
Well, something like that.
Yeah, okay. Probably a load of, not the best impression, but
No, it's good.
yeah. Well, he sort of has a stumble, doesn't he? Like that. Anyway.
That's right. Yeah.
I do remember that bit actually. So they're having a chat.
I don't know what happened to this guy here, but he seems to be shrunk. This one, I don't know what's.
Maybe it's not this grave that's in the picture. Then maybe it's that one, because if they're chatting here, they wouldn't get this grave in. No, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah. So here
it's
we
all-
are. I mean, it's just amazing. It's just, you feel like you.
I still think this is pretty cool. What we were talking about earlier, because this is
Yeah.
actually, if I go backwards, if you stand there, Jeremy,
Okay.
you can actually stand where, right in that section of the corner where Jeremy is. If Jeremy goes through the gate, and this is pretty. Well, I think it's pretty cool. And if you close the gate and slightly go to your left, put your hands on the wall.
This one.
Just about there. Go in between. If you can come up, no, a bit further up.
Yep.
Now go in between them two. That's it.
Yep.
Now Brian Glover, I believe, is standing there.
About here. Okay.
That's correct. That's exactly where he's standing. He's having a go at him, saying, I can't remember what he says to him. He warns the guy off. Keep away. It's none of your business. And right behind you, where the white wall is, they had a load of crates
Yeah. Yeah. That's
to make it look like it was a pub. Obviously.
We're still baffled with this house, whether anyone's actually living in it.
Well, every time, you know, we seem to have gone through. I mean, it's a bit naughty of us, really, but as you can see, not a pub. It's actually a cottage, and that's the back garden. I mean, we'd love to go in there. That would be something.
Oh man, that would be something,
But-
wouldn't it?
But yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like. And if anyone who hasn't ever seen the American Werewolf in London, or sorry, has seen the American Werewolf in London, there's its back garden. So it's obviously
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
pub.
Excellent.
But that is the actual back garden there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fascinating, really.
It is fascinating.
John Landis really is a bit of a locational genius
For me,
when it comes to that.
I think for me, being
And that's a
here,
good view there of where the
Angel of Death.
the Angel
was,
of Death was from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You really feel like you're in the film here, don't you? I think so. More so than some of the London scenes. I just feel that because it's the opening, and really, I mean, apart from Earl's Court, which hasn't changed, but nothing's really changed here at all. The church is exactly the same as it would be, I suppose.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, apart from the slaughtered lamb sign not being outside the house, this is as good as it was. This is as good as you will get a scene looking exactly the same as it was when they filmed it 34 years ago.
Surreal, isn't it?
You know, yeah.
It is
I
surreal.
mean, you know, Clink Street, sorry, had changed a little bit. A lot, actually. Not a little bit. That had changed a lot. Earl's Court was more or less the same. To be honest with you, that was more or less the same. So,
I think we got a bit of a kick out of the interior of the Slaughtered Lamb as well, didn't we? The Black Swan in Surrey. That was incredible as well. The original bar,
the interior of
the
pub.
door.
But you know, yeah, it was obviously been extended, which was a bit of a shame. It'd be nice to catch it before that. And had we, I don't know whether we explained, had we been there 10 years ago, we'd have caught it before they'd extended it.
Do you know what else is fascinating as well? Because obviously you only see what is on the film, but you know, this is actually the church that was used, and obviously, you know, big American Werewolf in London fans, they're never going to, you know, they haven't seen this.
No,
I mean, so
this
this is actually
round the cornery bit.
this is the actual. Well, this is the actual church
Oh,
itself.
look, there's some mail there. Should we check it out?
Might be for you.
Yep, it could well be. Let's have a look. The treasurer of St Mary's Church. Look at that.
Oh.
I'll tell you what.
It's not the I thought it might be the bailiffs again, Jeremy.
There we go. Look, they've popped it under there for them. It's not interest to me because there's no money in it.
Oh, hello. Is that a werewolf?
Oh, it's that werewolf again we saw up the moors.
There's someone walking around the graves. Jeremy, I'm getting a bit. Hello.
Right. Okay. I'll tell you what.
Who's that?
I've got some garlic in the car. No, garlic's the wrong.
She's
colour.
wearing black. It's not the Black Widow, is
We
it?
need some silver bullets.
But yeah, anyway, just looking around, you know, people who are a massive fan of the film, obviously not going to, or they haven't seen these parts of it. And there's another view of the Slaughtered Lamb, the back Slaughtered Lamb. It's fascinating, really, I think. Okay, I think that'll do for now, and we'll be back soon. Jess,
Okay.
anything else you'd like to say, or?
Well, you know, we've pretty much covered everything we want to, and so that's our sort of American Werewolf in London location film pretty much concluded. So next on the agenda is Minder. And Minder, we want to do some major locations in London of all the sort of familiar areas. So look out for that one. That will be our next project. So yeah, hope to see you soon.